Some animals never needed to lie. The lion is obvious danger. It doesn't hide. It doesn't pretend. It doesn't need to provoke anyone to prove what it is. Its power is visible. Its presence changes behavior. The room knows when a lion is there, and because of that, people usually respect it. They keep their distance. They lower their voice. They don't test it casually. Now the jackass. The jackass survives in a completely different way. Not with strength, not with speed, not with dominance. With noise, with disruption, with irritation, with never shutting up long enough for you to think clearly. A jackass doesn't overpower you. It wears you down. It talks when it should be quiet, interrupts when it should listen, pushes when it should back off. Not because it's brave, but because it doesn't understand the danger. And that's where things go wrong. Because jackasses mistake tolerance for weakness. They think silence means permission. They think restraint means fear. They confuse patience with safety. A lion doesn't respond immediately. It watches, it measures, it decides whether you're worth the energy. And most of the time, it lets the jackass keep making noise until the noise becomes disrespect, until the space is crossed, until the line is ignored one too many times. That's the part people never see coming. Because the lion doesn't argue back. It doesn't trade insults. It doesn't escalate verbally. It ends the situation. And that's the lesson here. Not all danger announces itself loudly, and not all noise is harmless. Some people survive by being disruptive because they've never met a real consequence. They've never been checked, never been corrected, never been reminded that some lines exist for a reason until they meet a lion. And when they do, there's no debate, no back and forth, no second warning. The lion doesn't care why you allowed. It doesn't care what you meant. It doesn't care if you thought it was funny. It only cares that you didn't respect the danger. And that's how this shows up in real life. Some people dominate through presence. They don't need to speak much. They don't need to posture. They don't need to prove anything. And some people survive by talking non-stop, by mocking, by provoking, by pushing every boundary to see if anyone will stop them. The problem is, eventually someone does. And when a lion responds, it doesn't look like drama. It looks like finality. So here's the truth. Noise is not power. Provocation is not courage. And confidence is not the same as immunity. Respect the calm ones. Respect the quiet ones. Respect the ones who don't need to explain themselves. Because jackasses make noise until something happens. And lions make sure it only has to happen once. Some animals never needed to lie. The jackass tells the truth through irritation. The lion tells the truth through consequence. And if you confuse one for the other, you learn the lesson the hard way. Some animals never needed to lie.